So before I started meditating, I had no self-awareness. I had no clue that 90% of the time when I was eating, it wasn't because I was hungry. I was eating because I didn't know how to deal with my emotions. If I felt stressed, I'd eat. If I felt bored, I'd eat. If I felt anxious, I'd eat. Food was my escape. And I didn't realize it at the time, but I wasn't craving food. I was craving relief from these fucking tough emotions. And the reason this was an issue is because I had no control over my impulses. I didn't know how to sit with discomfort, how to process my emotions. I didn't know how to stop myself from reacting automatically. And this is why people struggle with weight loss. It's not just about food and exercise. It's a matter of the mind. But what if you could rewire your brain? If you could break yourself free from that cycle of emotional eating, from the impulsivity, from the lack of self-control? What if you can retrain your brain to just show up differently? And this is what meditation did for me. Trust me, I would love to sit here and claim that I have the best willpower in the world and I use discipline to lose all this weight. No, it wasn't those things. I had a powerful tool that I got really early in my process that really helped me more than anything with weight loss. And meditation was that tool. All right, so let me break down exactly why meditation is a weight loss tool. This isn't some spiritual hippie shit, even though I get a lot of those benefits as well. This here is science. I'm talking about things from the perspective of science. There's been so much research and so many studies on this, and it's proven that meditation literally changes the structure of your brain. It improves self-control, it helps you regulate your emotions, and most importantly, it reduces the stress hormone cortisol. Cortisol is the hormone that is responsible for you storing belly fat. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna break this down in the simplest terms so that you really understand what all of this means. Most of us, we use foods that are literally killing us to escape our sadness, to deal with our depression, to deal with our anxiety, and even our boredom. And what meditation does, it helps you control your emotions. And I mean that quite literally. So when you're frustrated or you're angry, the things that you learn in meditation, you can then use that to literally change the emotion that you're experiencing. I'm gonna give you an example. So the other day, my girl, she texted me something that really made me upset. And I was able to stop. That's the first thing. I was able to stop. I thought about what I wanted to say back to her. I thought about retaliation. I had some really heavy emotions come up that could have inspired me to do some stupid shit, but I stopped. Right? Meditation taught me to just stop for a second and to just observe the discomfort that I'm experiencing in the emotional moment. Right? That's the first gift meditation gives you, the ability to just stop, to not be so reactive or so impulsive. So I stopped. And I, checked in with myself. How am I feeling? Why am I feeling this? I'm asking myself these questions. I took a few deep breaths. And instead of responding with some disrespectful, some fiery texts back, I stopped, I breathed, and I responded in a more logical way, right? In a way that more aligned with who I am as a man. Whereas I could have done some wild shit. I'm upset. I could drive past her house, throw eggs at her car. I mean, I would never do anything like that, but you understand what I mean. Like if I had this tool back in 2012, I wouldn't have caught a felony robbery charge, right? Because in the moment where I was upset and I did the thing that got me the felony, I could have stopped and I would have just checked in with myself. I would have took a deep breath and I would have made a very different choice. The same thing can happen when you're experiencing an emotional eating craving, right? Let's say your boss pisses you off and now all of a sudden you feel your heart rate go up. You feel this tightness in your chest and you're just angry, you're frustrated. And normally, let me speak for myself, in that situation, I want something to make this feeling go away. And the thing that helps the quickest is a Twix or a bag of chips, right? But when you meditate and you build the awareness of your emotions, you learn how to sit with the discomfort instead of being so reactive or so impulsive all the time. You're able to stop, process, and make a different choice. right? And that takes practice, that happens over time. And this is just a very simple example of how meditation can transform your weight loss journey, can transform your body and your life. So I kind of want to break down what I just explained and talk to you about the practical benefits of meditation. The first one is emotional awareness. You're able to stop and recognize when you're triggered, right? When you're having these emotions that lead to stress eating, that lead to emotional eating, you're able to stop and recognize them. A lot of the times we don't even know that this shit is happening. So that's the first thing. It helps you develop the awareness, because all transformation, all change happens first with awareness. I do this all the time. Like, I'll feel hungry, or I think I'm hungry, and I'll stop and I'll ask myself, are you really hungry? I'll check in with my body. And 8 times out of 10, when I do that check-in, I'm not physically hungry. I just want to eat. And there's a difference. And learning that difference and recognizing that difference can change everything over time. The second practical benefit is it increases your ability to sit with discomfort. Life includes suffering. Shit is going to stress you out. Things are going to be uncomfortable. The more you're able to sit with the discomfort that is innately programmed into the life experience, the more you're just comfortable being uncomfortable, the better your life will be. Because that's the thing, we can't escape the suffering. And if we're constantly doing things to try to escape the discomfort, we're going to kill ourselves, right? Because most of the time, what are we doing? What are we doing when we're trying to escape uncomfortable situations? We normally reach for some food that destroys us, or we're jerking off, or we're calling a toxic ex, or we're doing some shit that we know we shouldn't be doing. So learning how to sit with discomfort and just be with it for a second, breathe through it, and not needing to eat something or do something to escape it, that is life-changing. The next one, it helps you build self-awareness, and it also gives you impulse control. And I spoke about this already. The reactivity, 9 times out of 10, is going to put you in a situation that you don't want to be in, right? You also have to learn yourself. If you want to change your behaviors, you have to know what's going on underneath the hood. You have to understand your relationship with food. You have to understand why you're lazy. You have to understand the stuff that's happening on a deeper level if you're ever going to change it. Emotional regulation. This one is probably one of the biggest benefits. This one has probably saved me jail time, fines, ruining relationships, and of course, sabotaging my weight loss journey. So instead of using food, I'm actually able to control my emotions and to process what I'm feeling in a more healthy way. We've all had those days where you just want to eat everything in sight because you're stressed, because you're tired, etc. Being able to regulate my emotions has stopped me from doing that 8 times out of 10. Life-changing shit. Meditation also helps you manage stress. Listen, I know most of us watching this have stressful lives. If you learn how to breathe, if you learn how to stop and just be for a second, allow the stress to just pass through you without snapping on your coworker, without eating a bag of chips, it'll lower your cortisol levels. It'll reduce your risk of disease. It will keep you out of jail. So, all right, so now how do you meditate for weight loss? My suggestion is to start simple, 3 to 5 minutes a day. That's it. Don't overdo it. Stick to that for like 2 months if you need to, until you make it a part of you. I started with guided meditation. I use apps like Calm or Headspace. They're a great resource to get you going. Another powerful tool to help you with cravings is breathing exercises. I recommend the 4-7-8 breathing exercise. I'll put a link in the description to videos that teaches you how to do this exercise. Absolute game changer. I use it to this day. Matter of fact, I just used it 10 minutes ago. Whenever I'm feeling a craving, I stop and I breathe through it. And most of the time, that craving just disappears. So most of my coaching clients, I'm teaching meditation, I'm teaching mindfulness, mindful eating. It's a tool that is absolutely working, even with beginner meditators. If you've been trying to do this thing on your own for years and you keep getting the same results, you know you need accountability, you need guidance. I do weekly check-ins with my coaching clients. Everything's customized A to Z. If you're tired of failing, and you want to get it right this time, sign up for a discovery call. The link is in the description below. And if you're not quite ready to hire me as a coach, pick up my AI weight loss playbook. This gives you everything to set you up for success with weight loss. From mindset to nutrition to workouts, I teach you how to use artificial intelligence to do your own program. All of the links can be found in the description below. So before we leave, I want to recap the key points here. Meditation builds self-awareness, emotional control. It helps you deal with stress, which all lead to better food choices, fewer cravings, and sustainable weight loss. You got to understand this, weight loss is an inner game. If you master your mind, you can master your body. Just try 5 minutes of meditation for the next 7 days and then come back here and let me know how it went for you. I promise you, there is no way that if you meditated for 5 minutes a day for 7 days straight, that you're going to be the same person afterwards. I promise you. And I challenge you. So let me know. Come back and leave a comment after you do that. Hopefully this video helped you out. Leave it a big thumbs up. And as always, remember, the body that you want is owned by a higher version of yourself. So evolve. Peace.